Hello guys, I'm Nilüfer Zakir, and in this tutorial we will learn how to use rotate function to get these cool shapes. As you remember, in previous tutorial we used this Python script to make a rectangle with 2 points. Now I want to use this rectangle as a base object to rotate. So for this, first make an empty list called B. Then another empty list called curves. Now write a for loop, because here we used I, now I want to use j. For j in range like 20, first use rs dot join curves, because in this list of A we have 4 separated lines. To rotate all of them, first I want to use join curve, and then with open parenthesis, you can see it says first give me the objects, then tell me if you want me to delete the input, and then the tolerance is by default as none. So let's go for all the curves in the list of A, and false for delete input and none for tolerance. So to keep the join curves, I want to keep them in the curves list by curves.append and then whole phrase in parentheses. So the next step is using rs.rotateObject. By open parenthesis, you can see it needs the object, a center point, a rotation angle, and axis is none by default. And the item that is important is the last argument, which is copy, and by default it is in false. But because we want to see all the iterations, we need to make copy true. So let's give curves as the base object, and center point can be any point. I want to use PT1. And rotation angle should be parametric, like j multiplied by a parameter, axis none by default, and copy true. And then to see all the iterations, we need b.append, and then whole phrase in parentheses. Now let's test the code and declare that p is a parameter in item access and the type hint is integer. Let's use a number slider and connect it. So this is the result that you can get from rotating a rectangle based on its corner. You can change, like I said, it rotate for around PT1. You can use PT2 and see the rotation is changing. Also, you can change the degree to any amount that you want. Let's see what else we can do to manipulate it. This one, the angle is not logical. To use a better angle, let's import math and then use math.degrees and then create j multiplied by p. Now if I test it, you see we get a better result. So by changing the degree, you will see the shape is changing much smoother. And also if you change the point here, you can see the radius is changing. I think this one is much better. So we used the rectangle we created in previous tutorial just by rotate object function from Rhino script syntax.